Hola, hi. I felt somehow the strong need to make a diary about the purging the silent scream. I'm on day 4. Part of me is thinking, what did I get myself into? And because it's already been quite intense, and so I feel I just want to give myself the opportunity to talk about this, and maybe some people can relate or not, I don't know. But I don't know how I even got the idea, but I think I shared that before, and it was in connection with my values, and one of them being expression, and that's how I got the idea. And I think like there's something really freeing about doing this in nonsense language. Although what I have been doing is that I started with doing a few minutes in my own language, but also with sounds, and then I went into the nonsense language and shared it. And what has been like, I don't know, so there are 3 that, the first one I don't have so much recollection, but the 3 other ones had very clear imagery for me. The one from day 2, for example, was very much that feeling of eating a poisoned apple, that, you know, this feeling of, there is something that's pretending to be in my corner, but isn't really. It's kind of sweet on the outside and poisoned on the inside, very much. I had to think that of the fairy tale Snow White. Yes, and it was really this feeling of just spitting that ingested poison that came maybe along as, oh, I only want the best for you, or whatever it is. And so that was, and because I think I wanted to act those things out, because that's also something I love. But what's also always so fascinating already all those years ago when I was doing the School of Physical Theatre is when you improvise and you come to these things and you don't know even where they come from, and you didn't intend to do this, but here you are with these strong images and stuff. At the time, I didn't have any idea. I didn't understand many things like I am understanding now, and I didn't have the regulation, and I didn't know what to do with these images other than using them in the art. But I often, I don't know, I had this feeling that was coming from deep inside, but I didn't know what to do with that. Anyways, and so then the day after that, I was kind of ended up acting out 2 parts inside of me. One felt very cruel in many ways, like an oppressor that is very pushing, and the other one that was very anxious and they kind of like the more the one was pushing it down, the more anxious that part got. And which kind of, I don't know, probably is a procession from all of those things from that day to the next. And so then today I somehow went very quickly to I think a very, very young part that kind of is saying, or the feeling is though I'm screaming and screaming and no one is hearing me. I feel, and if my hurt doesn't matter, why bother being here? So that kind of hit really deep, and my feeling is that this one is the one that's really connected with my health challenges, this part. And it feels like it's kind of maybe like my body has been screaming at me for this part, maybe. Yes. So yeah, I kind of opened Pandora's box, I guess, and part of me is thinking, what did I get myself into? But for me, it has always felt right to, it works better for me, I think, when I do things mainly from an, I don't know, bring my artist along the way and see this as a project, as a creative project, and just as an adventure in a way. I've gone on an adventure, and adventures, you don't know what you're gonna get, isn't it? And I'm very happy that somebody else is coming along on the journey, and to hear what her experiences are is also very interesting and intriguing. And I think there's always a danger to go into this analyzing, you know, like I have a strong analyzing part that very quickly could go into this is why, blah, 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 with all those things, which probably might have done in this sharing now, but being able to be with these things, I guess, that's what's needed, and being able to meet these parts in a different way. And so if nobody else hears that hurt screaming part that kind of nearly has given up, I need to hear it. Yeah. That's it. I will share more. Bye.